I, like the rest of Eagles Nation, is a glutton for punishment. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to do an unscheduled post-game live show here for the Eagles after their brutal loss to the Arizona Cardinals. We're taking your thoughts, your opinions, everything. We're live. Not trending in the AM, trending in the EM or PM, whatever you want to call it. We're live taking your opinions and thoughts. 30 seconds. And a very good evening, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the PM, Eagles post-game show, whatever you'll want to call it, right here live on Philadelphia Sports Network. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe button, follow, retweet, depending on where you're watching. We're live on Twitter even. You can actually comment on Twitter as, we've already got some people fire Nick Sirianni on Twitter chiming in. Guys, Philadelphia Eagles lose to the Arizona Cardinals. I did not think I would have to utter those words. 35-31 here on New Year's Eve. We're trying to ring in 2024. Well, 2024 can't be any worse than what we just watched right there to close out 2023. Absolutely brutal defeat the Eagles just got handed to them by the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals had no room, no reason, no rhyme to win that game. They didn't even want to win the game, but they did. And we're here to talk about it. Oh boy, Zach, we suck. We absolutely do. Phil, this is a full-on coaching issue. Drew, I said it on Twitter after the game, and I'm going to say it like 400 times, I bet you, whether we're live here for 5 minutes or 5 hours, who knows. I'm just going to say it. There is not one single person that is not to blame, that is not, up for criticism at this point. Everybody, top to bottom, should be criticized for the way this game just went. One undone as the 6th seed. If you're an Eagles fan, there is no way, Adam, that you can predict an Eagles win in the playoffs. Hell, it'll be tough to predict an Eagles win against the Giants next week. I mean, honestly, they just pushed the they just pushed the Rams who are making the playoffs to the final moments of the game. We are a terrible, terrible team at this moment. Think about it this way, guys. We were 10-1 after 11 games. We are now 11-5. That means we have lost 4 of our last 5 games. We are not a great football team. We're a bad football team. Bad. Ouch. Yes, you got a bunch of comments here. Battlehawks, we're going to comment them on all. Ouch. I can't believe it. Now I finally agree. We have a problem. We do have a problem. Where's K1? K1, I don't know. We just went live randomly. I don't expect everyone to be here today. Blankenship was not good today. Nobody was good today. Doogsy Coms. Yeah, I don't know what your name is, but yeah. There can't be. No Eagles fan can have faith in this team. None. You shouldn't have faith. You have no reason to have faith. You don't. Honestly, I had us going 11-7 the beginning of the season. No lie. Well, 11-7 to 11-6 and losing the playoffs. Hey, man, Mrs. Miavash. Hey, very, very warranted. Absolutely. Terrible coach team. This team, the coaching is so questionable at this moment. There's so many people to question. It is. Read it backwards. Okay, gotcha. Defense has been the problem all year. The Eagles' defense is atrocious. They are scared, just straight scared to tackle. I have not seen a team with this much talent be so scared to tackle. Phil, hats off to you. You look fresh, sober, and not sober. I'm drinking my last 2 beers of 2023 before the hard stuff kicks in an hour or so. We suck. We do. And I'm just going to say it, David, you are not wrong. We suck. No doubt about it. No questions. This is no longer about Brian Johnson, OCDC head coach, are all the problem. Warren, you're not wrong. Everybody's, up here. I mean, Sean Desai was obviously a problem, but he wasn't moving him off, wasn't fixing the problem. Brian Johnson's a problem. Nick Sirianni, I would not be surprised. Like Nick Sirianni, this is the overreaction sense to me, is not going to get fired this year. But I wouldn't question the decision if they did do it, because I'm pretty sure that nobody in that locker room is listening to what any of those coaches have to say right now. Philly Drew thinks, big my man Drew thinks he is on the hot seat. I don't know if he is or not. But it's a fair opinion to have. It's a fair opinion. It's probably not going to be. The coordinators will get fired. Then if they have another bad year next year, then they would move on from him. But they're not going to move on from him yet. At least that's my opinion, Drew. I wouldn't expect anything to happen just yet. Has Sirianni lost the locker room? I mean, there was a quote, and I don't remember who posted it. Eric Smith. I don't know who posted it, but somebody posted that Sidney Brown. I think it was Sidney Brown was asked after the game about the defense and how bad they were. And whoever it was, I think it was him, said, well, said something along the line. Actually, you know what? I shared the tweet on Twitter. I am going to pick it up here real fast here. Where is it? Here it is. Sidney Brown said post-game, practice habits become game day reality. That means they're not practicing right. And the rookie players are seeing it. The rookie players are feeling it. When the rookies are saying something like that they need to practice better or practice differently, that's a problem. That's a big problem. The PSN awards. Is this TMC? It's got to be TMC. He is 11-5. The 11-5 is not good enough right now. The defensive scheme does not fit this team. Absolutely. We see that with what Jonathan Gannon did today. Jonathan Gannon's scheme today was much different than it was last year. So, here with Philly. So, obviously, they know what they want to do here in Philly is not smart, not working. What's your feeling on the lack of heart coming from the players? Warren, and that's why everybody wants to blame this coach or that coach. Problem is, you know what? Despite the fact that the coaches are calling bad games and having bad systems and having bad, game plans, the players are showing no heart, no fight, no anything. They're just, to me, I feel like they're waiting to finish the next two games and then pack it in for the year. They're already looking forward to the offseason. Like, this is a team that feels like it's been eliminated from the playoffs for weeks now, and they're just waiting for the end. They got their tee times booked, their plane tickets to Cancun. That's a problem to me. Like, there is no fight. So it's the players' fault. It's the coach's fault. It's everybody's fault. And you see that. There is no heart. Can you name one Eagles player that balled out today, that played with undying heart, like really, really gave it 110%? No, you can't. You just can't. Reminded me of the Super Bowl loss to the Chiefs. The coaching staff needs to change ASAP, especially the defense. They all need to change. At least they got to change what they're doing. The Super Bowl loss was different, though. I felt different after the Super Bowl loss than I do right now. I'm angry. After the Super Bowl loss, I was disappointed. Right now, I'm just straight angry, and there's no doubt about it. We can't fix it, not this year, and that's fair. I don't think you can make any change. You're not going to fire a coach at this point. You just can't. You're not going to change any more coordinators at this point. It just wouldn't be smart. But Nick Sirianni's saying we gotta clean it up and fast, dude. It's week 18 now. There ain't no making any random, you are who you are in week 18 of an NFL season. There ain't no changes coming. This team is going to struggle to beat the Giants next week, and they're going to get, I don't care who we face week one of those playoffs, on the road, mind you, we are losing in the first round of the playoffs. I don't care if it's Seattle. I don't care if it's Dallas, Detroit. Hell, we could go to LA and face the Rams, and I still would think we'd lose that game too. There's not a team in the NFL right now that this team, I feel, can beat right now. Confidently saying it. When that guy won Best Breakfast Show. He didn't win Best Breakfast Show. He just won Best Show. He ran a 3-4 scheme on us. Hey, Jonathan Gannon, it's not a bold take to say Jonathan Gannon out-coached Nick Sirianni today. I'm glad we're on the same. I mean, you know what? You can have a totally different opinion, Warren, right now. But whatever your opinion is, it's warranted. Because unless you come out here and say it's not this person's fault, there's not one opinion that could be said on this post-game show that I would not, disagree with. Every bad feeling that you have right now is 1,000% warranted right now. Sucks because I don't see Kelsey coming. Dude, yeah. 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 I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Fletcher Cox. I feel bad for Brandon Graham, Cox and Graham. They said they turned down more money to go elsewhere, but they wanted to be here. There's a lot of guys that are going to change on this team. You got Hassan Reddick, who's due for an extension. You got a bunch of young guys that are due for their contract extensions as well. Bradbury and Slay. There's so many guys that could be gone from this team next year. And it's a shame that Kelsey came back for this disaster. But also, you got to put some of the blame on the players, like we said earlier. You know what I mean? Like, Kelsey, get in somebody's face, grab a face mask, tell people to toughen up, to do something. So you can't just put the blame on the coaches. The players have to be blamed as well. After the game, my question is, if Cardinals quarterback that good or Eagles, the Eagles were bad. I have no confidence in Kyler Murray whatsoever as a quarterback. The Cardinals are a terrible, terrible football team. You know what really, guys, and I'll get back to the comments in a second here. You know what really pissed me off? The Cardinals didn't even want to win this game. You know how I know that? They tied it up, and they kicked an onside kick with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They basically said, we're going to run the smallest percent chance play in the entire game of football. And it probably won't work. We're going to give you the ball back on great field position so you win, so we help our draft position. Game over. And the Eagles get the ball back, and what do? They move it 2 feet. They're 2nd and 16. They're running quarterback draws, 3rd and 20. They're doing screens. Like, seriously. The Cardinals said, here is the football game. We don't want to win. And what did they do? They still couldn't do it. Then the Eagles kicked that field goal, and I tweeted out immediately that there's no way the Eagles are stopping this Cardinals team. They're just not. It's pathetic performance today from the Philadelphia Eagles. Just need to end the season. Fire everyone. Look, I mean, again, every opinion's warranted right now, Zach. It really is. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame that we're in this position. Again, 10-1 through the first 11 games. And now where are we? 11-5. Bad. Absolutely not. I'm not sure what you're saying absolutely not to, but the Cardinals didn't want to win the game probably. At this point, everyone is accountable. Well, no one's being held accountable, and that starts at the top. So, I mean, I can even blame Howie Roseman for this season. Howie Roseman is just as much to blame. The cornerbacks, the linebackers, the safeties, the coordinators, all the above, all there to blame him. Good morning or good afternoon, good evening, whatever to everybody. A.J. Brown asking for a trade at the year's end? Maybe. I mean, I know he and Jalen Hurts are tight as can be, but, Kerry, I mean, I don't know if we'd ask for a trade, but I know he won't keep his mouth shut for much longer. That's all I'll say. Thinking the move from Desai from play calling to another guy doing it is starting to confuse the player. Great point, Drew. There was so much miscommunication on the field today. We're talking week 17, and there's still they're just pointing this way, pointing that way, pointing this way. People putting their hands up like, I don't know what to do. That's not good. That's bad coaching right there. For sure. Bad coaching. Yeah, no, stop. We had no identity all year. We do have an identity. It's soft. I tweeted that out today. That kind of blew up when I tweeted that out earlier today. This team's a soft team. They are who they are. They're they're a super talented team that plays average. That's the definition of a soft team, an underachieving team, so many things like that. Jake saying this coaching staff is too reliant on its playmakers, and the players know it. And the other teams know it too, Jake. And the coaching staff has a lot of blame put on them, for sure. Mitchie Poo, what's up? Go Birds, my man. It'll always be go Birds, Mitch. It will be. But you know what? It doesn't mean we can't blame them for crap in the bed today, basically. I think Kelsey and Lane will go one more year and then retire together. Well, the Eagles aren't doing anything to convince them to want to come back. I agree. I believe that Lane will be back at least one more year. He said he would play till 2026. I think that's a little bold to say that, but we'll see. We signed Uncle Grandpa Julio and don't use him right, let alone the run game consistent. I mean, hey, who had Julio Jones anytime touchdown 2 today? They probably won a big bunch of money. But yeah, yeah. No, I hear you. Reality check. It's tough. We struggle against bad teams by playing the worst teams. George, what's up, my man? Look at the web. Yeah, I mean, and again, yes, I'm taking shots at Kyler Murray for sure. That's just me rolling with my opinions of him that I've had since day one when he got handed that big contract. But you know what? Kyler Murray played better than Jalen Hurts today. The Cardinals played better than the Eagles today. There's no way around it. I said this to kick off the show, that Jonathan Gannon outcoached Nick Sirianni today. It's no doubt about that whatsoever. And that's pathetic. And look, I said it was going to be a loss losing Jonathan Gannon this year, and people laughed at me. I said Sean Desai was not the answer. I got told that just the Bears were a bad defense, and that's why. It's getting really dark in here. I should have turned lights on out. I'm out here in Florida right now on the patio, and the sun just set, and it got really dark. I'm going to try to text somebody to come out and turn some lights on. We are predictable, Mrs. Mia. We are very, very predictable. I've been a fan for over 20 years. I'm about to cancel my membership. No. No jumping off. Be frustrated, be pissed, voice your opinions, but don't quit on the Philadelphia Eagles. We're all agreeing. I'm embarrassed too. I was just outside before, in between the end of the game and this, I was outside in the street playing football with my nephew. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Connor. And I'm wearing my Eagle shirt, and I'm embarrassed to have it on out there. People walking by in other jerseys. A guy walked by in a Lions hat. He's got something to be proud of, even after their loss last night. Pathetic. This makes me want to drink. Well, if you're not, I'll have one for you, without a doubt. I think Kelsey brothers will retire together soon. Yeah, and I know there's rumors that Travis may retire soon as well. I've been saying all year the coaching staff will be our downfall. Ewing, you're not wrong. The coaching staff is a problem right now, for sure. But the players, as someone said earlier, the players and their lack of heart is also to blame. Let me see if I can get somebody's attention from inside. Turn a light on here. I don't know. UFL merger. Who cares about the UFL? Could you turn that light on for me? I think there's a switch there. One of them. No. Oh, there we go. That's good enough. Yeah, thank you. All right, now it's not as dark here. We're good here. We're back to no ghost stories here whatsoever. Don't want to scare anybody. It's New Year's Eve. And just think about it. The Arizona Cardinals today. Hold on. Before I say this, let me confirm that my thought is right here. Yes, the Philadelphia Eagles did not force the Arizona Cardinals to punt the ball one time today. They scored on every one of their drives. Field goal, touchdown, and had the one pick six from Sidney Brown. We can't even celebrate Sidney Brown's first pick six because I don't even care that he had a pick six today. Outside of that, he wasn't even really good today. I mean, Keely Ringo played bad today. Literally, Shaq Leonard looked lost out there today. Pathetic effort from everybody. Would you believe the run defense got bad? No, I said it was going to be a loss, that I didn't want to lose Dirk Barnett. People were saying, get rid of him, wasted roster spot. No. Dirk Barnett was having a very good season in limited snaps, especially in stopping the run. He was actually probably, Ewing, our best run stopper on the edges of our defense. And they got rid of him. There's a mistake on Howie Roseman's part. There's a mistake on Sean Desai's part, not using him more. I saw a few other people finally seeing the light of day on Dirk Barnett. It was a misstep. Getting rid of him. I saw a lot more Nolan Smith out there today, or at least I think I saw more Nolan Smith today, but he ain't Dirk Barnett yet. He definitely isn't Dirk Barnett against the run. The Eagles defense did not force one punt from the Arizona Cardinals. Not one. That is bad. That is not on any one person, player, coach, executive, anything. That is on the entire team. It's a team effort. It's very hard to not let the opposing team punt, especially a team that is trying not to win the football game. They are literally not trying to run the football game or win this game, and they still did. They ran 72 plays to our 47, almost 40-20 in the time of possession battle. I mean, not good. Not good at all. I'm trying to find some of these team stats. Again, we gave up 50%, success rate on third down, 100% success rate on fourth down to the Cardinals. Meanwhile, we weren't. I mean, there's literally so many people to blame right now. Entire coaching staff, including Sirianni, needs to go, and Howie needs to do his damn job and get some leaving me on hang linebackers. There you go. Yeah, you're right, Eric Smith. The entire they're not going to entirely go. Let's bring this back up for a second. They're not going to fire Nick Sirianni after this year. They're just not. 2 years, the year after getting to the Super Bowl, you're not going to fire your coach yet. But he'll be on the hot seat going in next year, and you will see a new offensive coordinator, a new defensive coordinator next year. There is no doubt about it, and they're going to go out there and get a big, bold offensive coordinator, a Frank Reich-like, a guy that if Sirianni struggles and still has lost the locker room next year, that could slide in as an interim head coach if they wanted to fire him mid-season next year. But you're going to see Brian Johnson go on. He's got to go on. Even if he's not a head coach next year, he's got to go. Sean Desai can't come back. I mean, they already stripped him of most of his job. And Matt Patricia isn't the answer. We see that. I mean, there's a talent issue on defense. So part of Sean Desai and Matt Patricia's issue is the linebackers and the safeties being an inept. I mean, we saw. I mean, let me check up the box score here again real quick. I don't notice, but let me see. You look at their did Kazir White not play? I guess he didn't have a tackle today, so I guess Kazir White didn't play for the Cardinals. But Kazir White, T.J. Edwards, I'd love to have them on this team right now. Really would. And I didn't even like them last year. I didn't even think they were that good. Budda Baker is somebody that we all wanted Howie to go get. He made some big plays for the Cardinals defense today. So he still has a little left in the tank. He got a big contract, I know, blah, 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 but I had a conversation inside earlier with my brother, Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis is still a really good player, but man, you could add Kyle Hamilton there. And, Jordan Davis is a good run stopper. Yeah, he clogs up the middle. I get all that. But what would you rather have? Jordan Davis right now trying to clog the middle and playing 35, 40% of snaps, or Kyle Hamilton, who's one of the best safeties in football in his second year of football. There's some missteps. So there's a misstep from Howie Roseman. There are so many missteps, but there's a talent issue for sure on defense. But the problem is, Jordan Davis, I mean, look, I'm ready to question everything. TMC, I am. And I am going to question everything. So here's the thing. Like, we're all ready to criticize the defense, not convert, not getting the Cardinals to punt, not creating turnovers, not stopping them, Reed Blankenship being mid, whatever you want to question them for. I get it. But that doesn't solve the issues on offense. Like, everybody's pointing all the blame to the Eagles defense, and rightfully so, because the Eagles defense was atrocious. But let me tell you something. The offense was not pretty today. Now, the offensive issues are not talent. They're discipline issues, and there's play calling issues, and there's a lot of players that don't trust what's being called, and I think that's pretty clear as day that they don't trust what is called. But you got to blame the offense too. Somebody's got to step up. Like I always say, I've been saying a lot in the last couple of weeks that Jalen Hurts is calling the plays and the style of offense that he's told. But he can still check down. He can still change the play at the line of scrimmage. He can run the play that's called. But instead of, throwing it to X, throw it to Y, and just say, oh, well, I saw coverage here or there or whatnot. There's a problem. There's a big problem there for sure. Sirianni not going anywhere. New coordinators, bunch of draft picks, and see how it goes. Absolutely agree. It's too soon for that, for sure. But I think the conversation is fair for fans to have because they're feeling the emotions of what is one of the – I'm going to say this is the worst loss of this year, worse than any of the blowout losses to the Cowboys or the Niners. This is worse than the Jets loss. This is worse than the Super Bowl loss, honestly, at this point. One of the worst losses in Eagles' last 5, 10, 15 years of their career or team history. So it's warranted to feel the overreaction. Leslie Frazier, Anthony Lynn, they're all names available. Yeah, for sure. And there are going to be 2 new coordinators next year. The problem is who picks them. And are they going to agree with the systems that are wanted to be run by Howie and Nicky? And are they going to be able to get more out of talent? We have a lot of draft picks, as George said a few moments ago. We got a first, we got 2 seconds, we got 2 thirds we got like 9 or 10 draft picks. So there's going to be a lot of picks that are going to help this team out next year. You got Isaiah Rodgers coming off of suspension, hopefully. More time with Keely Ringo and Eli Ricks, who did not have a good game today. There's a lot of things, but we're going to see. We're going to see. Eagles are going to have the youngest secondary in the league next year. They probably will, for sure. I mean, that secondary, hold on, we'll get back to that in a second. You're going to have Ricks, Ringo. You're going to have Isaiah Rodgers. You're going to have possibly Zach McPherson back next year. Reed Blankenship is pretty young still. Sidney Brown. There's 6 really young guys there in that secondary for sure. I would not be against taking multiple linebackers and safeties, But will Howie do it? Or will Howie see that Kelsey retires or Johnson's almost retired or that the defensive line, it's not enough? You know what I mean? Like, I don't have faith that first round pick, which is going to be in the early 20s probably, is going to be a linebacker or safety. It just is. I'm celebrating. You celebrate that. Knock yourself out. O-line has been subpar as well. Absolutely. Jalen Hurts has regressed to an extent, but I don't know how much blame I'm ready to put on Jalen outside of the leadership. I'm not bringing the leadership in the way the story in the media was, and he's got to be a different kind of a leader. But we all say Jalen Hurts is a great leader, and I don't see him leading by example at all. The O-line has been terrible, and I've been criticizing the O-line is not as good as people think for a few years now, actually. That Jalen Hurts' legs have been able to hide and mask some of the deficiencies on the offensive line. They're still very good, but they're not this elite top 3 offensive line that people think. But you can't ask Jalen to be the I get it. I know what I'm saying with Jalen Hurts. Just changing the play on the fly is not a normal thing, but it could maybe send a message to the coaches that things got to change. Maybe it sends a message to the players that we still got to do something, even though we disagree with the coaching and the style of the coaching. I don't know. I'm just saying that some of these plays need to be changed. Howie needs to stay in his lane. Well, Howie, he's got an issue. Isaiah Rodgers will be great. I hope he will be. Be shocked if they don't draft a cornerback. So you would go. So, George, I'm going to ask you a question because I want to know, do you think that because that's what you want them to do, or you think that's what they'll philosophy do? Because what I want them to do is a linebacker or safety in the first round. I would be shocked at a cornerback as well. But technically speaking, we don't know a lot yet, but we have some young cornerbacks. I don't know how great they are. And at 20, 22, wherever we end up, are you going to get one of the elite types like a Patrick Surtain, the second, or something like that? Who were the guys this past year? Carlos or Gonzalez, and I forget who the other one was that were top-tier cornerbacks in the draft. And honestly, I don't even know how they're doing this year. I just don't see them being available where the Eagles are going to be drafting. You're going to get another defensive lineman possibly. You could get a linebacker at that spot for sure. Howie won't do it all, but I want us to. Yeah, for sure. CeeDee Lamb, best wide receiver, stop. The refereeing was, I see you talking about the Cowboys cheating and stuff like that in the comments. Look, first and foremost, I can't believe we're talking that the Eagles aren't going to win this division right now, let alone the 1 seed or the 2 seed. They're not going to win the division now. But the fact that the refs, and it played a factor in that Cowboys-Lions game last night, I think the refs played a big factor. I don't like to blame the refs, and the refs are not why we lost. I'm not saying that whatsoever. But you can't tell me that Keely Ringo getting horse-collared down, but he got called the passive interference on that play, should have been called the way it is. And that led to another touchdown. If that doesn't get called or gets called the other way, like it should have been, maybe the outcome of this game's different. We're bitching and moaning about our team, but at least we got the W. You know what I mean? So we're thinking differently. We also would be doing a post-game show right now if they had won. This was kind of a spur of the moment as, everybody's resting and getting some sleep in so that we can celebrate till New Year here in Florida. Linebacker and safety are more of a priority. Absolutely are. A major priority. But Howie won't draft them in the first round. I can't. There it goes. I'm hearing Alexander, the cornerback on Green Bay, wants out. I love him in Philly. I hope Howie does not spend big money on a cornerback. He's already spending big money on a couple other cornerbacks right now. I don't trust the Eagles to make that kind of a decision. I just don't. I don't trust it at all. Hope where it is. There he goes. Hope y'all knock our 49ers, then NFC Championship in Dallas, Cowboys versus Eagles. Lucio, I love you as a Cowboys fan coming on this show all the time. You know that. But you also know that there's no way that I can say confidently that the Eagles are going to win any games in the playoffs at this point. Like the Josh Allen horse collar. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Who is better than CeeDee Lamb in the East? His numbers say it all. Well, I'm still going to put A.J. Brown. They're not playing well right now, obviously. I get that, but it is what it is. I just hope they run a new scheme on defense. True. I don't know what to tell you, my man. I don't have a clue what to tell you about that. because this Eagles team is stubborn as can be. We knew this scheme wasn't working months ago. We knew that. But here we are, week 18, and we're terrible right now. Bradbury is not startable, not confident Slay can hold up for a full season. Ricks and Ringo may be future starters, but Howie wanted to draft Surtain and Sauce. Next draft, he will move up for a cornerback. I would love to see Howie move up for anybody. Who you're going to get at 2022 isn't going to make the same impact as somebody in the top 10 or top 12. And you do have 9 or 10 draft picks this year, so you can easily move up in the draft to get somebody. We'll see. Lucio, you cheater, not eligible. Stop. We love Lucio on this show. Arizona Cardinals lost to the Giants, but the Cardinals beat the Cowboys and the Eagles. I was so prepared. I won't lie, Blue City. I was so prepared to talk about how the Eagles beat the Cardinals and the Cowboys lost to them. I was going to go that whole route, and obviously that didn't work out in our favor. The refs told the defense 70 was eligible. Yes, I know. The ref messed up there, obviously. Howie Roseman controlling our coaching staff. He definitely has a massive say in our coaching staff. And that is a big problem, Joseph. Big problem that Howie Roseman can have such a say on the coach's assistants. I don't even know what to do right there. The refs screwed up multiple times in multiple games. Here's the next question. Is Smitty out the rest of the season? One of the most so the Devontae Smith injury, man, that's frustrating as can be. A terrible play call that never was going to work. He got hurt, and I don't know if he's going to be out for the season. I know I saw the reports that he was in a walking boot and on crutches when he left the stadium. That does not sound good for him to be back, because next week, and then we got 2 weeks, next week and maybe the first round of the playoffs, and that's it. So I don't know. He's supposed to control drafting, not coaching. He keeps drafting yes men. He keeps hiring yes men as coaches and coordinators. That's the problem that Doug Peterson had. It is. Doug Peterson wanted out because he wanted say. Doug Peterson didn't even have say over his active roster on game day. So, is it true that Jeffrey Lurie does not want the Eagles to run the ball? It's absolutely true. They want passing. So there's a story, if you don't know it, Blue City, that Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman pulled Doug Peterson aside, 17, 18, something like that, after a win where they ran the ball so much to win the game, and they didn't like the way they won the game by running the ball, told him to pass the ball more. And that was the start of the downfall of the Doug Peterson regime right there. What good, yo? Fire Sirianni, now smile later. Fly, Eagles, fly. Look, we're allowed to be frustrated today. Eagles Nation is allowed to be frustrated. I am so disgusted. HD line grinder. You're right, man. I'm only doing this because tomorrow's New Year's Day. I won't do a show tomorrow. Tuesday, I'm traveling home from Florida. I can't wait till Wednesday to moan and groan. So I had to jump online and do a post-game show here before the New Year's, which means I'm probably not going to be able to stay awake till New Year's. But whatever. It's hard to put what we watched today into words. How he keeps hiring yes men. Yeah, I got what you mean. I agree. It was after the Green Bay game. I forget what year it was, George, but we all know the story for sure. And it's the wrong way to do things, honestly, George. Like, I've been ready to give Howie the benefit of the doubt for a while. But the fact that he has too much say on the day-to-day, play-to-play operations of his team might be what holds his team back right now. Those back-to-back Hurts runs followed with a screen it was atrocious. The play, so you can blame the defense all you want, but you got to blame the offense, at least the game plan and the execution of that game plan, because it was awful. It was awful. They said, here is the ball on the 40-yard line. We don't even want to win this game. Here, we're going to onside kick it and give you the ball. And we still couldn't do anything because of this bad play calling. Excuse me. If that is true, then they might be doing it to Nick Sirianni the same way they did it to Doug. They might be. They very much. They actually ran the ball almost equal amounts as times as passed. Hold on, let me pull the box score back up here. It was 24 passes to 23 runs today. Still 13 runs from the DeAndre Swift when he's averaging almost 5 yards a carry is not good enough. Your defense is gassed. Run the ball some. Need to fire Howie fast. He needs to go. If he doesn't, let us get. I mean, look, he's not going anywhere. Sorry, Howie Roseman ain't going anywhere for the next 20 years probably. He might be the next owner of this team. This was a travesty, Duck. It absolutely was a travesty. Thanks for checking in. Yeah, everybody's checking in here. Neat linebackers and safeties. That's probably my brother, right over there saying that. We need a lot. I get it, man. This has been an issue for us for a while. We won the Super Bowl, but the Pats put up damn near 500 yards on us. Dave, yeah, I mean, but on the flip side, Dave, I never thought I would be saying that I miss Jim Schwartz and that I miss Jonathan Gannon, because this defense right now has plenty of talent. Well, I shouldn't say that. They have some talent, but they are executing this defense is executing at a 3-win level right now. It is. Watching this game, I couldn't even get angry. This team isn't even worth my emotional energy. Yeah, mister. I mean, I was sitting there watching this game, and people were passing through the house. We got a bunch of people saying, they're like, oh, are they going to win this game? Like, I'm not worried. This game is cakewalk. How I even fooled myself into thinking that this week would be a cakewalk, I'm beyond frustrated with it. The offense is still fixable. They can't figure play calling. The defense doesn't have the talent to play Fangio's scheme. Yeah, the offense is fixable, I think, with some minor tweaks and with a different play caller / system in play, for sure. The defense, outside of the defensive line has talent. They don't perform well enough. The rest of the defense, there is not a lot of talent. James Conner looked like – I was saying that to my little nephew who was watching the game. He's like, James Conner. I'm like, he's an old man. And he's running right through us. He's like, he's old. I thought he was young. I'm like, no, James Conner's been around for a while. All right, so that Green Bay game was in 2019. And no surprise that then 2020 is when it all fell apart. So, yeah, I mean, those kind of problems are rearing their ugly head again. Top O-line, A.J. Brown, number 1, and Smith, terrible GM. Yeah, but the GM, see, you don't know, TMC, because you're not in Philly. You're not an Eagles fan. You don't know. We won't win another chip if Howie doesn't leave. Well, guess what? Howie ain't going anywhere anytime soon. We won a chip with him. We got to another Super Bowl with him. Howie's not going anywhere. Him and Jeffrey Lurie, I literally said it sarcastically, but after I said it a few moments ago, I kind of in the back of my head was thinking, I think I might have just said something that might be accurate someday. Howie Roseman might be the next owner of the Philadelphia Eagles. Lurie sees Howie like family. He's not going to fire him. Not at all. It would have to be such a drastic, complete disaster for multiple years on end. Major mistakes left. It would have to be so drastic. Otherwise, Howie ain't going anywhere, unfortunately. I really thought that we would get this together by the bye, but all they did was add to the crap. Duck, yeah. I thought we'd get it together at some point. Bye, now, last week, whatever. Everyone told me I was wrong for thinking a win's a win. Everyone told me I was wrong for saying we won by 3 or we had to come back here or there. That's all that matters. We did it. Well, now we're saying it doesn't matter because now we're dropping games to bad teams. Bad. My New York Giants almost beat the Rams. Maybe since the Eagles are going to, maybe we will split with the Eagles. Look, I cannot confidently say that the Eagles are going to beat the Giants next week, which means they'll go out and win by 40 or something like that. But you just can't. This is my New Year's Eve special here. Random, off the cuff, no planning. If you're watching this show, hit that like button, follow button, retweet button, share button. Wherever you're watching, share it out, tell a friend, jump in. We might go for another 20 minutes here or so. Maybe a little bit less, maybe more. No guarantees here. But yeah, just so you know, if you're watching this for the first time, you're seeing me for the first time because you don't tune in the morning show. I host Trending in the AM right here on this channel every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. for 90 minutes, talking all things Philly sports. So make sure you tune in. We won't have a show the next 2 days because of the holiday, but starting Wednesday next week will be season 3 premiere of Trending in the AM. So make sure you jump on in and set those notifications so you come on every morning. You complain about the dial. You complain about WIP or the Fanatic. Well, my morning show is what everybody should be listening to in Philly. Phil New Year's Eve special. That's right. I need to say, you meant to say downhill. Gotcha. I gotcha. I told you that Patricia's a fraud and that Desai was the scapegoat. Well, I'm agreeing with you now, Doc. I didn't necessarily agree totally with you then, but I agree now. Desai wasn't good. Let's agree to that. Patricia ain't going to fix the problem. You still have lack of talent on the defense. You got guys that – there was one play, I forget whether it was Keely Ringo or Eli Ricks, where I literally saw him turn his back. Maybe it was Vontae. I don't even remember who it was. Turn his back to the runner like 3 times on the same play instead of running at the runner to make a tackle. Literally scared to make a tackle. Pathetic. D has no proven talent outside the D-line. Not even no proven talent. They don't have any talent, period. I mean, I didn't think I would say I was missing TJ Edwards, missing Kazir White, and I'm missing them right now. I really am. I'm missing Chauncey Gardner-Johnson right now on this defense. I'm missing Marcus Epps on this defense. The talent that we lost after last season on this defense compared to what was brought into this defense to replace them, this is not counting Javon Hargrave, because I think replacing Javon Hargrave with Jalen Carter was a smart move, and I wasn't going to give Hargrave that kind of money. But outside of that, every other player that left this defense and who they were replaced with was a downgrade. Every single player. Soft, yes, man, coaches is going to get Howie jumped by the fans. I wish Jigsaw can capture him and put him in the death game. Yeah, Howie would find a way to finagle his way out of it, though. Trust me, he'd be the one that gets out. Gets out. Lori's kid is analytics is the next head of this team. Yeah, I know that. I'm being a little sarcastic about the Howie Roseman as the next owner. I could say we beat the Giants last week, and I'm less confident. I know we just beat the Giants last week, and I can't say it. Here we go. I'm not saying fire Howie, but what I will say is with the title, like the cold open, my opening monologue was, there's not one person that is not warranted to be criticized today. Now, big picture, yeah, Howie ain't going anywhere. You're going to hear fans say fire Howie, but it's not going to happen. It probably shouldn't happen, but Howie Roseman does need to face some criticism, and Howie Roseman does need to take his hands off the team so as much as it is right now. Can't have him deciding what kind of systems to run, who the assistant coaches are. Let Sirianni pick his guys. I'm concerned about the amount of players we will lose due to contracts and retirement in the offseason, and that's a fair statement, Dave. Makes this season so hard to watch with this much talent. We might not make the playoffs next year. I'm not saying that next year, Dave. I'm not even worried about next year. I'm worried about what's happening right now. Yeah, this is so sick. It really is, George. It really is. I'm glad you're back in the comments today. Howie Roseman is executive vice president and GM. He's on the corporate level and probably ownership stakes. Can't get rid of him until Lori sells the team. Lori ain't ever going to sell the team. His son will own the team. One of his girlfriends or wives or whatever will too. Yeah, anyone new, hit that sub button, follow button, wherever you're at for sure. Find me on Twitter at Beard of Knowledge. I'd greatly appreciate it. The Eagles will fire Nick Sirianni, and then they will hire Matt Patricia. Oh, man, I know you're being sarcastic there, but that would be so awful. That would be awful. The Eagles need a trending in the AM hard reset. There's no such thing as a hard reset on a random thrown together show that I literally planned 15 minutes before going live. Season over. You got a fair statement saying we're not winning in the playoffs. You can't confidently say we're winning the playoffs. These guys aren't even tackling. Nobody wants to tackle. Nobody. Defensive line, secondary, anywhere. Nobody wants to tackle. Agree. I'm glad we're on the same page here. Hargrave is going to the Super Bowl and we'll lose to the Ravens. Hargrave is going to lose in the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. That is very possible. Very, very possible. The Ravens looked good today when they scored 8 touchdowns today. Your GM needs to stop bringing old players back and let the young go. He let one old player in Javon Hargrave go. Just the Bradbury and Slay situation didn't work out as he planned. Did not work out as he planned. Send Howie back to the equipment room. You're fair to say that right now. It's not going to happen, but you're fair to say that. You're fair to believe that and think that way right now. If they can fire Reed, Howie can be done. Reed was at the end of a very long tenure, and coaches are different. But, yeah, I'm sure they can fire Howie. They won't, and they shouldn't yet. My man, Rick Smith, what's up, my man? Not sure what to say at this time. We got no answer on defense. How do we get the best defense? It's one of the worst. A lot of things next season need to happen. Been an Eagles fan for a long time. Not blaming the head coach, but we need to find answers. Bring in a defense coach. Look, all warranted, frustrated feelings here from Rick right now. That's a great way to sum up how Eagles Nation feels right now. It really is, because everybody could feel this way right now. Tommy DeVito bench for Tyrod. They're better. They're better with Tyrod Taylor, at least for a year. Yeah, at least for a year. I don't want to think about Patricia. It was a funny joke, Zach, Patricia's head coach, but he didn't mean it for sure. The fifth seed means Jason Kelsey played his last game at wow, mister. You might have just made comment of the day. I'm actually going to screenshot this right now because this is a sick post by you. And you might be right in this comment right here. You might have just said it perfectly right there. And if that's the case, that is a damn shame right there. That was his last game at the league. Belichick might be available. Mike Tomlin, maybe. I heard maybe they might give him an extension. They might fire him. Who knows? We might get Howie like how Cubans on Scarface Corner. Oh, my gosh. Even with them right now. Buddy Ryan back from the dead. Hey, Buddy Walters is available, his nephew. But his other cousin, Rex Ryan, you can go the Ryan route. Maybe Rex Ryan wants to coach a defense again. We get a little buddy ball with Rex Ryan coaching the defense right here. For sure. That would be good. The one I got Buddy's number. I'll call Buddy and I'll see if Buddy can help the Eagles out a little bit. The one for me was on the Cards' last touchdown. Ringo has a clear shot at whoever the hell scored, but he just let him walk. He was very flat-footed. He took a bad – it was a short play, but he took a really bad route to the ball, Zach. But, yeah, he looked really bad on that play for sure, and it should have been a much easier – that's a rookie mistake. But you're stuck playing the rookies because your top guys aren't performing and the amount of injuries that we faced. The Eagles have not beaten the Seahawks since we ain't beating them in the playoffs either, for sure, especially back in Seattle. Did you see what happened a couple of weeks ago? Yeah, we all know. I know you're joking about Matt Patricia. Jesus. Somebody breaking into my yard here? Sirianni needs to actual head coach and stop being a cheerleader. Hold some people accountable, Duck, for sure. No doubt about it. Sirianni is the reverse Buddy Ryan. He doesn't bother looking at the defense. Buddy Ryan didn't look at the offense, so I guess it's a combination of Buddy Ryan and Nick Sirianni might be the answer. But look, Nick Sirianni ain't going anywhere, guys. Howie Roseman's not going anywhere. This is our team. This is what we're stuck with for the foreseeable future. It's going to be on Howie, mainly to act. Surprisingly, all the Howie slander that we're having on this show right now, the funny thing is, it's actually going to be Howie's responsibility to fix this disaster. It really is. TMC saying Mahomes is struggling. Are they losing right now? I haven't checked any of the afternoon scores. Seattle-Pittsburgh is close. Looks like the Chiefs are losing right now. Denver's beating the Chargers right now. They're your afternoon game headlines. Initial thoughts on Jalen Hurts' game today. Jalen Hurts did the best he could with the situation he was in. I guess is my answer. I mean, he threw one interception there at the end of the game on the Hail Mary, which I could talk for 5 minutes just about how bad the Hail Mary was run. The Hail Mary wasn't even successful. But I think Jalen Hurts did an okay game. But also Jalen Hurts didn't seem to have any extra spark in him. Far too many running plays, especially late in the game. I thought Jalen Hurts played okay. That Hail Mary play summed up what the offense is. Literally, you throw a Hail Mary, and there was not one wide receiver. It was 5 white jerseys and the ball, and that was it. Julio Jones was in the back of the end zone, out of bounds, actually, and no one else was anywhere near it. Nowhere near it. I don't know. And they got pressure. They rushed 3 guys against our 5 blockers, and they still got pressure on Jalen Hurts. Go figure. I hope the Eagles fans shower Howie Roseman with tea batteries like Colbert coming out of the Pyros. Like Howie Roseman was definitely more like Gilbert today than Goldberg, or this year than Goldberg. If you get that one, and I don't recommend throwing batteries. I was at the JD Drew game. I did not throw any of the batteries at JD Drew, but I was there. Just so you know. Do you think Hurts will be McNabb 2.0? No, I still have the utmost confidence in Jalen Hurts, the quarterback of this team going forward. But a lot has to change. That's all I'm going to say on this team as a whole. Hail Mary's absolutely, it's a low percentage play. It's too talented to depend on a low. Yeah, absolutely. But see, the thing is, the low percentage play that the Cardinals ran, which was the onside kick, they didn't compete. They tried to give us the game, Duck, with that onside kick. Yet instead, you know what they did? They didn't succeed. I hate to break it. Sirianni is not looking at the – what is Sirianni doing? Like, he's literally a cheerleader at this point. And those cliche sayings that he has work when everything's going well. And I know George, this is almost, I think, directly quote from George's private chat with me. Sirianni and everything going well, it's great. But when it goes bad, how will it turn out? Well, it's going bad right now. 1-4 in our last 5 games. And the cheerleading is not working right now. Sometimes I got called out for saying I wanted somebody to throw a table or pull a Larry Boa. If for the non-Eagles fans, Larry Boa is a former Phillies coach. He was a fiery personality. This team needs somebody to get fired up, to get pissed. Yes, Marshawn, this stream is still going. 15 minutes long here. I didn't know if I was going to go for 30. I didn't know if anybody was going to tune in even, considering this was not a planned show or a promoted show whatsoever. But everybody's tuning in here on New Year's. Guys, we got, what's this, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5 hours left this year. And this is how we're celebrating. You're all with me, and I love it. Happy New Year to each and every one of you here. Howie season has termination letters typed and saved for tomorrow. I don't know about that. But you're allowed to feel that way. This loss from a 3-win Cards team coached by Gannon is what really stings a bit more for me. Well, absolutely. The fact that when I opened the show, Dave, I said Jonathan Gannon outcoached Nick Sirianni today. Go figure. In a game where you had 2 Julio Jones touchdowns and Kenneth Gainwell completing a pass, and the Cardinals trying to kick an onside kick at a random moment of the game that it failed, and we still lost the game to a 3-win Cardinals team. Well, I can't say 3 wins because now they have 4 wins now. Again, think of that. The Cardinals have 4 wins. Eagles and Cowboys are those two of those 4 wins. Never would have seen that coming. I thought I missed it. Caught it on the BR app. What? We're on an app this show? We're on Bleacher Reporters? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what the BR app is there. Hurts is not the biggest problem right now, but he isn't the solution either. Hurts needs adjustments made on this team. Hurts is the philosophies of this team need to change. Hurts has got the talent around him, but he can only do what he's being told to do. He can only do what he's being coached to do. And that's what the problem is right now. Coaching is an issue. General manager is an issue. Hurts is an issue too. Let's not get it. I mean, Hurts has had made many mistakes this year. Hurts is, Nick Sirianni's rah-rah cheerleader style isn't working because we're losing right now. Well, Jalen Hurts' stoic attitude where he just got to be better, got to be better, got to be better. It's just not working. Somebody's got to change something leadership-wise on this team. He needs an OC to build a system around him for his success to be the best it can be. Might sound obvious, but I'm saying it anyway. It is so obvious, Zach, but it is what it is. Arizona's the worst team. Did we talk about this last show of the week, Friday? The worst run team in the NFL. And we ran the ball 12 times. And we actually ran it successfully, but we still stunk because we didn't stick to it. Oh, we got Niners fans chiming in now. Yeah, congratulations, Niners fans. Well-deserved. Good luck losing to the Ravens in the Super Bowl. I'm just kidding. Smitty looks – ooh, that was a big firework. Smitty looks like he is done for the year, fam. Yeah, I haven't seen any updates since I started the stream an hour ago, but I did see the reports that he was leaving in a walking boot and on crutches. Since we're only going to play one game, we're going to be one and done in the playoffs. We're never going to see Smitty again. Yeah. Laugh, have fun, 49ers fans. We'll see you next year. Josh Allen played horrible. Jackson MVP. Yeah, my Jalen Hurts MVP ticket will not be cashing this year. Guaranteed. 25 minutes left of the season of the year. You mean 25 minutes left of the year? What? Oh, for you? Yeah. I'm sorry. Happy New Year to Zach first because he's not in the United States of America. That's why we're in it. We're an international show here at Trending in the AM meets Eagles post-game PM, whatever you want to call it. But yeah. Happy New Year to you. As a Yankees fan, which sports team do you hate the most, Cowboys or the Yankees? Cowboys over the Yankees easily. I don't like the Yankees, but I don't like the 2009 World Series results. But the Cowboys absolutely because they've been a rival my whole life. And early in my life in the 80s, they were so much better than the Eagles. Absolutely hate the Cowboys more than the Yankees. Type and save for 2 weeks from now, maybe, because we are going to be one and done. Absolutely. There's not one Eagles fan that can confidently say they think they'll turn this around by the playoffs. Not at all. I'm sorry, but I just need to say this. I believe in these players. I don't believe in these coaches. I feel Nick is trying to run Shane's offense, and it's not working. These coaches. It's very interesting way you say this, because I do believe in it's not just an overreaction. I do believe the players are, or the coaches are losing the players in the locker room. That the only thing that might cause a coaching change is the fact that these players at some point are going to blow up here soon. And they're going to get pissed off and they're going to speak their mind. I don't doubt it. Defense showed no fight. Defense showed no heart. Defense showed no talent. Defense showed nothing. They literally no-showed. It was like one of those no-show jobs from The Sopranos. They no-showed the construction job. Just saying. I'm indeed in the UK, Battlehawks. It's the Battlehawks guy. Zach is TMC. Mad Chatter. Just so you know, he changed his name. He didn't think I would notice him changing his name, but I could tell based off of his comments that he's clearly TMC. Why doesn't Hurts throw the ball out of bounds instead of taking a loss for a yard? Look, Jalen Hurts made some mistakes there. He took some sacks when he shouldn't have. Well, were they all considered sacked? How many times was he sacked? He wasn't sacked technically at all because they were quarterback draws technically. But I know what you're saying for sure. And there's so much noise going on out here. I hate New Year's in Orlando because everybody in these little tight-knit neighborhoods where you got houses on top of each other, everybody sets off fireworks still in the yard, even though it's so unsafe to do. Yeah, he's a few hours away. This is Gannon's Super Bowl. He gets the ball. Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Gannon, congrats to him. Round of applause. I don't have my soundboard. I can't hit that round of applause, so we'll just give him a round of applause. Bottom line, Ryan, Eagles suck. As I said all show long, warranted opinion at this moment, for sure. Jalen wore a Muhammad Ali jacket to his presser. The irony of a player on a heartless team to wear, yeah, well, it's better than wearing a Black Mamba shirt or something like that, I guess. Get some coaches in here that can utilize these players the proper way. I want a D-minded head coach. Well, D-minded head coaches just don't happen very often. But I love the name you tracked here, Brian Flores. He will get a head coaching job this offseason because there's going to be a lot of them. I'm not for firing Nick Sirianni, reality check. I'm not firing Nick Sirianni yet. He's probably not going to get fired. But if you're going to fire Nick Sirianni, it's going to be because you've got an inside track at getting somebody like Brian Flores, who should be a head coach already. Should never have not been a head coach. He should be the head coach still in Miami. Should be. So that would be one of the few random moments that I would fire Nick Sirianni for somebody like him. Hurts is the least of their problems. They are bigger problems than a quarterback that can actually – yeah, absolutely. I don't think anybody's saying Hurts is the problem. Orlando will be lit. It'll be lit by 10 o'clock probably. We are done and done and won and done and done and won and done for sure, Marshawn. 2 1,000-yard receivers and one – and I mean, that answers a lot of questions and comments right there, Marshawn, for sure. I hate the Braves more than the Yankees. Yeah, I hate the Braves more than the Yankees. I hate the Mets more than the Yankees. I hate the Braves more than the Yankees. Hell, honestly, I might hate the Pirates more than the Yankees because when I was growing up, the Pirates were one of our division rivals with Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla, Doug Drabeck, that squad. Who was the coach? Jim Leland. Yeah, don't worry. Sirianni will draw a couple of flowers and we'll – yeah. Remember when we used to track our win-loss record after the flower speech, George? I don't think we're tracking that anymore, are we? Definitely not tracking that anymore. Steichen is doing well in Indy. Yeah, Jonathan Gannon has beaten with the Cardinals and their lack of talent, the Cowboys and the Eagles. And Shane Steichen is winning games in Indy with Minshew Mania at quarterback. Go figure. Maybe the coordinators last year were better than we give them credit for. Eagles defense were union workers today. They no-showed. They were on the picket line. Okay, you're in Cocoa Beach. Okay, great. Yeah, dude, these little neighborhoods here in Orlando, they got like 5,000 houses and 2 square acres. And yeah, everybody's we got all these lanais out here, dude. Last night at 11:30, one of the houses next to me was setting off fireworks, like literally in their driveway. I'm like, dude, 2 feet from my rental car, setting off fireworks. Like really. Jalen Hurts sacked himself today. Yes. I'd rather lose my head coach than any player on. Yeah. I saw people tweeting out that they wanted to see the Eagles bench players next week just to not let them get hurt. I mean, you got Jalen Hurts or Devontae Smith hurt on a meaningless, stupid play. So might as well bench people next week so they don't get hurt. It's the Meadowlands next week anyway. People get hurt on that turf all the time. If you don't think CD is the best, all right, and today I can't say anything. I can't say anything positive about the Eagles, Seahawks. So I'm not going to say anything positive. Bring in Belichick. He's going to be available. Maybe he could be our defensive coordinator next year. He can return to his roots. Fire him. Team is getting worse, and he can't figure it out. I honestly think So when Nick Sirianni got hired, Ryan, I'm going to stay on this comment for a second. We'll catch up in a minute. When Nick Sirianni got hired, I was an unknown. I was willing to give him a chance. I thought he might be a little overwhelmed. We had a lot of success at first with him, so I was willing to continue to give him the benefit of the doubt. You wouldn't think a coach that's now in his third year as a head coach would have inexperience issues, but he's acting like a rookie head coach at times this year. But he's not going to get fired, unfortunately. But he's not. I shouldn't say unfortunately. I don't think he should get fired either. We should have gotten Flores when he was available. We should have, absolutely. But we were 10-1. Now we're 11-5. Swift should have touched the ball at least double the amount of times. Did not. Sirianni sucks. Hurts regress. Fair to say it today. Swift was such a good get this season, and he's not going to be here next year. He ain't going to want to play. He ain't going to want to play for the Eagles team. Not the way he's utilized, at least. I swear I haven't drank in 15 years, but this team, dude, I'm drinking extra today. For you, for Eagles Nation, and for the New Year's. Why not? Should we just stay? It's 15 minutes till Zach's New Year's. He's going to head out. I was going to say, let's welcome the New Year in with Zach together. But no, he's just going to ditch us. How dare he ditch us? Hey, Happy New Year, Zach. I hope you have a great year. All your best wishes, my man. How he told the players to tank. Maybe he did. Maybe. Julio's a good get to or not yet. I mean, I thought he had nothing left in the tank, but he made two nice plays today. That second touchdown on a batted ball was a great catch. He had to stay concentrated. He had to readjust where he caught the ball, and he took it in the end zone. Eagles beat Tampa first week of playoffs. Cowboys lose to Rams. Lions beat Seahawks. Week 2, Eagles beat Lions. 49ers beat Rams. Eagles, 49ers conference. Dude, that's bold. All I'm going to do is laugh at you, mister. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the thought that this could happen. It could. I doubt it, though. I had predicted a 34-21 Eagles win, and it sure looked that way. And then the second half happened. I thought we were a great second half team. Nah. Eric saying Nick's a good coach. That's the first positive comment of this show. This is the first non-negative fire this guy, bench this guy, Eagles suck comment. And I appreciate it, Eric. I just can't say it right now. I just can't. I said after the Phillies lost game 6 and 7 that I would be curious to see how the Eagles will let us down. You did say that, actually, Marshawn. I do remember that. Phil, let me ask you this. Does Dabble deserve to be fired? Because I say he does. So you're talking about Brian Dabble. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Brian Dabble's that great of a coach. I thought he was going to be – he was my actual top choice that offseason for the Eagles, not Nick Sirianni. But, yeah, I mean, I think he deserves to get fired. Eagles tanking for Wembanyama. Yeah, this is the part of the show when the alcohol settles in and you guys make some really interesting comments. I realize that Sirianni had it very easy the first 2 seasons with good coordinators. Now he's gone stupid. I think it's a fair statement, Duck. I really, really, really think it's a fair statement. Happy UK New Year's. That's right. Absolutely. Texans, Colts, 50% for last AFC spot. Yeah, that's crazy. I guess I'll be in Tampa in 2 weeks with my son to watch the Eagles beat Tampa. Love the positivity, my man. Love it. Smith hurt. We will play more Julio now, for sure. I have no faith in Sirianni, but it is asinine to want to sack people after. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. My job here on this side of it is to read these comments and see, is it frustration coming out of the person commenting, or they really feel that way? Because I think a lot of it so far, George, is just the frustration of the heat of the moment, which is what Eagles fans and Eagles Nation, and I'm proud to say that that's how we are. We live with our hearts on our sleeves. We do. I want to see the players have their hearts on their sleeves. They should be pissed off. I don't want to hear, oh, we got to be better. We got to do this better. We got to do this better. I want to say we sucked. Somebody's got to do something. I want fingers being pointed. I want blame game being played in that locker room. I know it sounds awful, and that might be some overreaction coming out of me, but that's the way it is. Bill, you are truly annoyed right now. You are in your anger stage of grief. I am. I really am. I'm not happy right now, my man. I'm not happy at all. I think Eric needs to be benched because he's – no, Eric's good. I'm good with Eric right now. Could be worse. We could have gotten Staley. I think Dawn Staley could coach this team better than anybody else right now. The brotherly furlough for the season. Yeah, we're going to lose Jason Kelsey after this year, and we're going to lose the brotherly shove after this year, and we're not going to have anything to prove, out of it. Phil, I'm also talking to you from the future. We'll stay on until I say howdy from 2024. I love it. 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 They sacked Desai 3/4 of the season done. Said you should start saving people. Interesting quote from Swift when he said, after next week, it's 0-0 season. I mean, if you're looking for positive, I guess. I mean, they got to be positive, I guess. I guess the players need to be somewhat positive. They still got games to play. They got at least 2 more games. Where did Howie get this disdain for the linebacker position? Who set him up for failure like this? Joe Banner, for sure. Yeah, this is a fair point. You can't fire Dabble. He's never been given a quarterback. He was given a quarterback. He was just given a bad quarterback, and a bad quarterback that was given a lot of money. But what did they start the season last year? Like 5-1, 6-2, or something like that? They've been very bad since that start. He won that Coach of the Year last year on the first half of the season, and it's been pretty bad since then. What do you mean one bad season? We did that to Doug. Yeah, I think the Doug thing but the Doug thing wasn't immediately. It was a long stretched out thing. The Doug problem. I'd be pink slipping a lot of people. Yeah, I consider it too. I'm positive Shaq Leonard can't tackle. He looked bad today. He looked great last week. Shaq Leonard looked terrible this week. Do I think Nick Sirianni? I think he absolutely has lost the locker room at this point. At least half of it, to say the least. There's a lot of people that are not listening to him right now, and I think that's what a lot of the AJ Brown problem is. He's not talking because he wants to call people out, but he's trying to be good. He knows his reputation. He's trying to be good. Dabble as OC would be good. Bieniemy might not get. Hey, Bieniemy might be an option. Maybe I don't know. Look at the difference between the Chiefs last year and this year without Bieniemy. Maybe still one bad season, was it not? It was a lot more than one bad season. It was the Howie Doug Peterson relationship. So like this is the stage where the Doug Peterson Howie Roseman relationship was deteriorating, and then it took like 2 years before he was fired. This might be the start of the Nick Sirianni relationship with Howie deteriorating, and then we'll see if he's fired in a year or two, or if they figure it out. I don't know. McCarthy's a better OC than Johnson and Sirianni. Very, very possible. I wish Austin can just shun Howie. I wish somebody could. Ricks and Ringo got crossed so bad on 2 separate plays that I thought AI was out there. Great little reference there. All right, guys. We're about an hour and 10 minutes. I thought it was going to go 20, 30, 40 minutes. We're like 60, 70 minutes into this show here today. Look, Eagles lost. Nothing I can change. Kellen Moore, maybe. Anybody. Throw anybody out there right now. I got to start thinking about the New Year's. I got 3 hours left. No, 5 hours left. Maybe take a nap, maybe. Do something. I don't know. Don't be a baby. Get liquor and join the neighbors for the late show. No. The Giants are not firing their head coach. They are not going to make that same mistake again. Very possible. I'm falling behind on comments really fast. Who is your surprise team of 2023? Seems like it turned out like we expected outside of the Eagles and Chiefs falling. I agree with that. I think it's pretty. Let me look at the standings as of this moment, because I'm not even sure who I would consider the surprise. Chiefs have taken the lead today. Pittsburgh's smoking Seattle. I would say if I had to say a surprise team, I would have said the Bills, but now they've gone and won 4 games in a row. The Browns are a surprise to me for sure. I did not like the Browns. I'm not a Deshaun Watson fan. They're winning with Joe Flacco right now, so I guess that's good. I'm surprised how good the Texans are so quickly. That's about it. That's about surprise-wise all I'm surprised about. Didn't think the Packers would be 7-8 good, but that's about it. I don't think there's any other teams that really surprised me massively this year. Possible Dallas is moving the ball better and smarter than we. Oh, they absolutely are moving the ball better right now. Great show, man. Flag. Hey, one more time. I'm here every single morning, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m., trending in the a.m. I know I'm never going to do, but you can plug it into your car as you're driving to work. You can put it on the background at work, trending in the a.m. on Philadelphia Sports Network. We're here Monday through Friday, all the time. Wherever you're watching, hit like, hit follow, hit share, subscribe, whatever it may be, my man. I appreciate the love. 2023 has been great. 2024 is going to be even better for this. I'll stay on fam another hour of 30. I guess I can go a little longer. I got more comments. As long as the comments keep flowing, I'll keep going. Rams are a surprise. They weren't a surprise for me. I had the Rams making the playoffs. I ain't gonna lie, Dave. Go back to the week before the season started. I don't have my notebook with me because I left it at home before I couldn't fit it in the suitcase. I had the Rams at 9-8, I believe it was, or 10-7. I said the Rams are going to be a sneaky team, but we are 11-5. I said that so many times this year, but we're this many wins, and I'm wrong. So if we were in win mode, why isn't Kyle Hamilton, Brian Branch? Fair point. Fair point right there. Reality check for sure. Ravens are number 1 seed. San Francisco is number 2. Yeah, that's you're looking like at a Super Bowl rematch. I forget what year that was, but Super Bowl rematch there. How far is the draft pick do the Eagles have in the first round? I don't know. It'll probably be in the low 20s. Depends on where they finish in the playoffs. But it'll probably be 20, 22, somewhere in that range. No stream tomorrow. I'm going to play golf tomorrow morning to bring in the new year. Tuesday, I'm flying home early in the morning. So this is the last stream till Wednesday when season 3 of Trending in the AM, which the logo's right there, kicks off. What's up, Jesus? How you doing? How you doing, my man? Do you realize Bieniemy was responsible for the product the Washington offense put on the field? At one point, the Washington offense was looking good. But you want to talk about a team that doesn't have a lot of talent. There's Washington. I think there was a joke in there, but also a little bit of seriousness because right now everybody's frustrated with who our defensive coordinator is. So what defensive coordinators are available or will be available in the upcoming week? I have no idea. But at least we won't be in the Super Bowl playing, so we won't have the runt of the litter to choose from. We'll be able to have some top tier choices available to us because that was a big. I think people forget about that. That Sean Desai was our 6th choice. He was basically, nobody else wants the job, and all the good candidates are gone already. So that's why they went that way, I guess. As a Giants fan, keep doing what you're doing and let the haters keep hating. Hey, there are no haters on this show. Just a family. We call it the Core 12 here. Who wants to pass more than more? Yeah, exactly. Eagles, very undeserving. The worst 11-5 team I've ever seen. Is that a stretch, Armand? Maybe. What is your opinion about the announcement of the XFL? Talk to whatever the Mad Chatter's name is today in the chat section. Battlehawks. He loves his XFL and USFL. I know nothing about it. I'll say it here for the record. I'm genuinely curious when and how the Sixers will let us down in 2024. You always tell me that every year. So this is no different. I hope the New Year's ball fall on Howie's blue loose. Looking nice. Fair enough, my man. I ain't going to do it. No stream on Tuesday, too. I'm sorry. I got to fly home. Unless you guys drop like 10 $500 super chats so I can cancel my flight, then there ain't no show. Season 3, the hardest reset of the season, for sure. Everyone else says they have a season premiere. So I'm going to say season premiere, Trending in the AM, Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. Don't miss out. Let's go. Yeah, that's right. Somebody likes it. Denard Wilson wanted the job. He did. And we let him go. And look at the Ravens secondary ranks last year without him and this year with him versus the Eagles and the same thing. Worst than 10-1 team of all time, for sure. 2 vacation 23. Life is good. Hey. Can't help it. The secret? I don't have any kids, so it's easy. They interviewed a ton of defensive coordinators, one college candidate. There's 2 one decided to take time off and get surgery. The other one just didn't want the job. Just so you know, it's a Philly thing, Phil. Big letdowns. It is. Dude, I'm 43 years old. I know more than most about letdowns. What's your opinion about the AFL Arena Football League? They're coming back. I mean, I guess that's great. I don't really cover the other leagues. I just don't. I stick to football, basketball, baseball, a smidge of hockey. That's about it. That's all I stick to. Final score prediction for the Giants versus Eagles finale. Dude, it's going to be – I might predict a Giants win. I don't know. Picking up a wannabe Fox's Pizza. Yeah. Fox's Pizza, Kennett Square, PA. Check us out. Denard Wilson will get a defensive coordinator job. Does he take an interview with us? I don't know. Would he even take the interview with us? I don't know. It's an interesting question. This team reminds me of the Steelers and Big Ben's last year, went 11-0, then dropped. That's interesting. It's an interesting comparison right now. Eagles are trash. What in the blah? Guess I'll get there. Yeah. Cheers, Becky. Happy New Year to you, my girl. 44-6 Giants. I mean, maybe. Why not? What draft pick do the Eagles have? I'm not sure. We won't know until the season ends. I was mentally prepared for that. Yeah, probably. I think coaching for Howie might be turning people off. WP is doing well. I think it's a fair statement. I really do. All right, guys, I'm going to really wrap this up here. I think 75 minutes of post-game show conversation is enough. Trending in the AM. We'll be back Wednesday, 8 a.m. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, follow button, retweet button, wherever you're watching. And make sure you tune in every single day. Season 3 premiere, January 3rd, every morning, Monday through Friday. Go Birds, even though they suck right now. But yeah, everybody have a happy new year. Be super safe tonight. Please be safe if you're out and about, if you're home with family. Cheers to each and every one of you. Thank you all so much. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to everybody that tunes in. I'm now talking to you from 20. Happy New Year already to George. It's already so. Have you been? It's been like 1 minute of New Year's for you in England. Are you already disappointed? In the year. Sorry, I can't help you. I can't help it if you just got here. I've been live for like 85 minutes. Are the football guys punishing us? Yeah, maybe. Go Frauds. That's right. Go Birds. Go Frauds. Whatever. Everybody have a great day. We'll be back on Wednesday, guys. Trending in the AM. I'm Phil Stiefel. Shoot me a follow. We'll talk to you guys. Happy New Year, guys.